Will the Senate please come to order? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Aquino, Senator Awa,
Here.
Senator Chang, Senator DeCoit, Senator DeCourt,
Here.
Senator Dela Cruz, Senator Elefante,
Here.
Senator Favela,
Excused.
Senator Fukunaga, Senator Gabbard, Senator Hashimoto, Senator Ihara,
Excused.
Senator Inoue,
Present.
Senator Kanuha, Senator Keoho Kalole,
Bill.
Senator Kidani, Senator Kim, Senator Lee, Senator McKelvey, Senator Moriwaki,
Present.
Senator Rhodes, Senator Richards,
Here.
Senator San Buenaventura, Senator Wakai. Mr. President,
Present.
23 present, 2 excused.
Thank you. The chair has read the journal of the preceding day and approves the same. Are there any introductions this morning? Senator Rhodes.
Thank you, Mr. President. You've all met Imiloa Borland just now. My committee clerk next to her up in the gallery is her mother, Gloria. You can all stand. And several of my staff members came down. I barely recognize my office manager because he has a jacket on, Glenn Young. Jesse Faig is here, Peyton Haygood, Sarah Thorne, and Teddy Brokaw. Thank you all for all your work.
Thank you. Further introductions? If not, Madam Clerk.
Beginning on page 2, House Communication numbers 733 to 746 return various Senate concurrent resolutions that were adopted in the House unamended.
File.
On page 6, House Communication numbers 747 to 749 return various Senate concurrent resolutions that were adopted in the House in an amended form for agree-disagree.
Senator Wakai.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate disagree to the amendments proposed by the House to the Senate concurrent resolutions referenced in House Communications numbers 747 to 749.
Senator DeCourt.
Mr. President, I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Any objections? If not, the motion is carried. Conferees will be named at a later date.
On pages 7 through 16, Standing Committee Report numbers 1897 to 1930 for one-day notice.
So ordered.
Beginning on page 17, Advise and Consent.
If there are no objections from the members, we will be taking advice and consent on consent.
On pages 17 and 18, Standing Committee Report numbers 1891 to 1894 on Governor's Messages for adoption.
Is there any discussion? Senator Chang.
Thank you, Mr. President. In support on GM 530.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, I've opposed the nominees to this department's leadership for years now because the department's master plan for the development of its East Kapolei parcels near the Skyline Station. The plan reserves large parcels for industrial use, such as warehouses. This is not the highest and best use of these parcels. The only way we will end Hawaii's housing shortage is by building housing on parcels like this. I've had the opportunity to sit down with Ms. Ono, the nominee, and she agreed that the department should be developing housing and not warehouses on these parcels. And she assured me that she would fight for this change in direction. I hope that DLNR will take a leadership role in redeveloping its portfolio of lands near rail stations for desperately needed housing, and for that reason, I will be voting in favor of her nomination. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion, Senator Inoue.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support of GM 530, the nominee Karen Ono.
Please
Ms.
proceed.
Ono will continue as a highly qualified member to the BLNR, utilizing her extensive experience and connections to various entities on Kauai, and as well as the state of Hawaii in helping craft good policy for various land issues. The knowledge she gained through her connections with the Kauai Board of Realtors, the County Open Space Commission, Rice Street Revitalization Task Force, the DLNR, and much more will enable her to contribute to the success of the board and Land and Natural Resources. And I urge my colleagues to please support GM 530. Mahalo, Mr. President.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. The nominees for said governor's messages have been confirmed. Senator Inoue.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd be happy to introduce Ms. Karen Ono, the second-term member of the BLNR. Thank you, and thank you for a good job. Mahalo.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Beginning on page 18, adoption of resolutions. On pages 18 to 22, Standing Committee Report numbers 1877 to 1890 on House concurrent resolutions for adoption.
Senator Wakai,
Mr. President, I move for the adoption of said standing committee reports and House concurrent resolutions.
Senator Decourt.
Mr. President, I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion, any objections, any reservations, any no votes? Senator Awa, I have HCR 112, HCR 177, HCR 69 for no votes. And then I know I did get an email, but I did not get a chance to transmit it. Senator Decourt, do you have any no votes? No, okay. Then the motion is carried. Said resolutions have been adopted, all unanimous except for HCR 112, 177, and 69 with no votes for Senator Awa.
Beginning on page 22, final reading.
If there are no objections from the members, we'll be taking final reading on consent.
Final reading of Senate Bill 284, House Draft 1, relating to interception of wire, oral, or electronic communication.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 284 HD1 passes final reading.
On page 23, final reading of Senate Bill 295, House Draft 2, relating to domestic abuse protective orders.
Is there any discussion? Senator Decourt,
In support.
please proceed.
Mr. President, colleagues, today I rise in support not just to speak on behalf of a bill, but to speak on behalf of a life. A beautiful life, a vibrant life, a life that was taken too soon. Her name was Teresa Cachuela. She was a mother, a daughter, a friend. She was loved, and she was lost to the very violence that this bill seeks to confront. SB 295 SD1 HD2 is more than a piece of paper, it's a promise. A promise that lawmakers will no longer look the other way when victims cry out for help. A promise that says we will not blame the victim by asking, why didn't she leave sooner? A promise that we will respond when restraining orders are violated, not with a slap on the wrist, but with accountability and real-life consequences. Teresa did everything right. She was seeking protection. She followed the law accordingly, but the system failed her. We failed her. The passing of this bill will prove that Teresa's life didn't end as a victim, but as a voice for all of those who never got the chance to speak for themselves, who have endured abuse, lived in fear, and too often suffered in silence. Let it stand as a line in the sand for every survivor still fighting, still hoping, and still praying for change. I urge you today to pass this bill not for politics, not for optics, but for justice, for safety, for Teresa, and for every single person she represents. Today, I want to put a face, a name, children, and a legacy to this bill, and strongly urge you to vote in support. Mahalo, mahalo, President.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 295 HD2 passes final reading.
Final reading of Senate Bill 544, House Draft 1, relating to sentencing of minor defendants.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 544 HD1 passes final reading.
Final reading of Senate Bill 691, House Draft 1, relating to family courts.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 691 HD1 passes final reading.
Final reading of Senate Bill 1231, House Draft 1, relating to parentage.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senators Awa and DeCourt.
21 ayes, 2 noes.
Thank you. SB 1231 HD1 passes final reading.
Final reading of Senate Bill 224, House Draft 1, relating to identification.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 224 HD1 passes final reading.
Final reading of Senate Bill 869, House Draft 1, relating to community outreach boards.
Is there any discussion? Senator Kanuha,
In support.
please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I request permission to insert comments into the journal in support of this measure? And I ask my colleagues for their support as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 869 HD1 passes final reading.
On page 24, final reading of Senate Bill 1467, House Draft 1, relating to tax appeals.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 1467 HD1 passes final reading.
Final reading of Senate Bill 1359, House Draft 2, relating to the Hawai'i Employer Union Health Benefits Trust Fund Base Composite Monthly Contribution.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 1359 HD2 passes final reading.
Final reading of Senate Bill 1360, House Draft 2, relating to the Employees Retirement System.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 1360 HD2 passes final reading.
Final reading of Senate Bill 1361, House Draft 2, relating to the Employees Retirement System's Employer Reporting Review.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 1361 HD2 passes final reading.
Final reading of Senate Bill 1441, House Draft 2, relating to the transition of the Oahu Regional Healthcare System from the Hawaii Health Systems Corporation into the Department of Health.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 1441 HD2 passes final reading.
On page 25, final reading of Senate Bill 1438, House Draft 1, relating to home care agencies.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senators Awa and DeCourt.
21 ayes, 2 noes.
Thank you. SB 1438 HD1 passes final reading.
Final reading of Senate Bill 1443, House Draft 1, relating to the Department of Health.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 1443 HD1 passes final reading.
Final reading of Senate Bill 1442, House Draft 2, relating to mental health services for children and adolescents.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. SB 1442 HD2 passes final reading.
Referrals and re-referrals.
Referrals and re-referrals are made in accordance with the supplemental orders of the day that may be filed later today.
On page 26, miscellaneous business, reconsideration of disagreement to House amendments and motion to agree.
Senator Gabbard.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate reconsider its previous action in disagreeing to the amendments made by the House and agree to said amendments for SB 849 SD1.
Senator Wakai.
Mr. President, I second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Senator Gabbard.
Mr. President, amendments made in the House were stylistic and technical amendments, and the measure was returned to the Senate with a clean date.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Any objections? If not, the motion is carried. One-day notice is hereby given for final reading of SB 849 HD2.
No further business, Mr. President.
Are there any announcements today? If not, the chair has one. All majority senators, please report to the majority caucus room immediately after session. Senator Wakai.
Oh, Senator President,
Senator DeCourt.
apologize, on permission for a late introduction.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Colleagues in the gallery and Senate President in the gallery, I would like to introduce and please stand to the mother of Teresa Cachuela, Lucita Nihoa Ani. She has been a strong advocate for her daughter in passing this bill. Not only would bring hope to her family, but to constituents in my district and many victims here. So she has fought very hard on the ground in this legislative process and also in prayer, and we want to thank her for being here today. Also, I would like to introduce Teresa's sister, Ginger Lagat. If you could please stand and be recognized. They have been continual advocates working with Domestic Violence Action Center in bringing these kinds of bills to legislation, passing, and also protecting victims. So I want to give you all, if you could give them a round of applause, and welcome to the Hawaii State Senate. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further announcements? If not, Senator Wakai.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate stand adjourned until 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Senator DeCourt.
Mr. President, I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. If there are no objections from the members, the Senate will stand adjourned until 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.